Here we go. So we get this matchup underway for ANBERDOODLE. Starts with a PC.
Yeah, a PC from ANBERDOODLE. Meanwhile, SELFISHHUMAN trying to stack well right now, getting some quads, and a nice down stack from SELFISHHUMAN. Meanwhile, Amber is trying to get some down stacks as well. Amber is right now creating some T-spin setup. We'll see if he gets T-spin. That's one T-spin for Amber, and he's still trying to down stack. Meanwhile, Selfish doesn't look so clean right now. Is trying to go down the best he can. Successfully goes down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Nothing much going on right now, but even if I say that, right when I said that, Amber is right all the way at the top, and now he's in danger. Let's see if he can go down, finds a 10 spike, and 4 from a T-spin. Do you have any thoughts so far? Both players are playing pretty fast. Selfish is striding right now, and that's gonna be your first round for Selfish.
Yeah, I mean, Selfish, initial thoughts going through, Selfish, you know, he kind of struggles with down stacking a little bit, looking for a great solution. Not the best of solutions I've seen from him right there, but I mean, when he gets to that striding mode, he gets a clean board to stride, and there's your APM. And I mean, the timing was kind of bad for ANBERDOODLE as well. It kind of, everything just kind of fell into place for SELFISHHUMAN. We see him continue to stride here, but Amber a rather cleaner board than last game.
Yeah, Amber's having a cleaner board than last game. SELFISHHUMAN are still clean. Back-to-back 6 now. 7, but destroys the back-to-back with that clear. Amber going for a fractal, has back-to-back 6, make that 7, make that 8, destroys it, and sends a 23 spike! Selfish is going to take a second round.
Yeah,
Wait, I guess my borders are switching. Is it wrong? Is that the wrong side? Is it the wrong side? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, sorry.
That's weird. But I mean, ANBERDOODLE, that was a great multiplier right there. It was keeping the aggression so well. That back-to-back times 8, I believe. That was insane. And then he kept on that. He kept that and finished it with a great multiplier. And I mean, that's just an ultimate blow. That's what we expect to see from a player of such caliber as ANBERDOODLE.
Yeah. So right now, Selfish is going down some T-spin. Has 4 lines of cheese to deal with here. Amber right now stacking pretty well. Sends off a 3, and is now sends on a T-spin. Sets up a floating T-spin. Makes that work, but destroys the back-to-back in the process. SELFISHHUMAN has back-to-back 3 now. Make that 4. Make that 5. And will he get a 6? That's going to be a 6. And 7 with a quad. And that's going to destroy the back-to-back now with 13 spike coming from Selfish.
I mean, Selfish did a good job there, keeping the back-to-back, but I mean, ANBERDOODLE was in such a better position just to be able to fend off all of those attacks, so not a lot of trouble for Amber so far. He's making this look easy.
Yeah, he's definitely making this look easy, but Selfish is still playing much faster than Amber now.
Yeah, that might be something to consider as well. I mean, I know I've said, you know, maybe versus score is a bit much more important than APM or PPS, but at this point when their versus score is pretty much the same right here, and then Selfish is playing a whole lot faster, almost a PPS faster, and I mean, that can be the difference right here.
Right now seems like
Selfish finding a decent down stack here. Going to be able to go through as Selfish being able to touch down stack down the rock bottom. Amber has a little bit of cheese on his side of the board. We'll be able. I'll have to work with that for a little bit. Selfish will be able to send a couple of pressure lines here.
So just got some info from the chat here. ANBERDOODLE is, I'm not sure. It's an ANBERDOODLE pro commentator, but we'll see if he's actually a pro commentator or not. Anyways, Amber right now stacking pretty well, going up pretty high on the board. Selfish is in danger. Selfish right now trying to stack up some nice, actually not up, but goes down actually. Trying to go down as good as he can. Has a T-spin, still surviving, and that's going to be second point for ANBERDOODLE.
Yeah, Selfish kind of timed himself pretty badly there. He's got a couple of great setups already finished, waiting for the T-piece and the long bars to finish that, but I mean, right when the Amber just kind of pushed him up right on top, so it all just became over-aggression as ANBERDOODLE just exploded with that PC continuation there.
Yeah, exploded. That was 260 APM, 4 PPS from Amber there. Selfish going with a stick spin, pretty quick at 4, almost 5 PPS. It's gonna send Amber halfway through the board.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, you know, the opener's usage as well. That's something interesting to get into account as Amber continues that momentum. Yeah, but like I was saying, you know, the opening tendency, because obviously everyone has a, you know, their preferences, especially for six spins players and whatnot as well. And I mean, it's interesting. It's a lot of burst like openers so far. It's either PC or something quick like TKI or something that sends huge early pressure like the stick spin or the SDPC. And you know, it kind of tells us a little bit about, you know, how the players wants to get their games going on.
SELFISHHUMAN got a bit greedy there, but it pays off with a 24 spike sent to Amber. Amber almost topped out, but Amber is still surviving. Didn't put the SPs down there with the S-spin. This could be problematic for Amber. We'll see how Amber deals with this situation here, and he won't be able to deal with it as Selfish takes the second point. It's 4-2 in favor of Amber.
Yeah, just a tough misdrop as all. It's just, you know, those things happens to even some of the best players at sometimes. You misdrop and there goes your board.
SDPC for Amber. Not sure what they are going for at this moment, but seems like... Oh, didn't put the eye down there! Oh, but still finds another eye in time, so that's going to be a quad for Amber. Amber is still trying to go down. Goes down pretty nicely. Selfish has a few lines of cheese to deal with.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Selfish. Actually, kind of stalled a little bit. Maybe he was trying to think out the best solution for that, but just a little bit too late for Amber. Might have been able to finish that that game right there, but yeah, just a little bit too slow. That's how good these players are. You just blink your eye and then you'll miss it.
Yeah, at this level, one mistake can cost everything in a round, and perhaps sometimes everything in a match, if it's a tiebreaker, of course. And in any case, SELFISHHUMAN right now is trying to go down the down stack, sends a 7. Amber right now also trying to down stack, but he's all the way at the bottom of the board. This will be pretty chill for Amber for quite some time. Meanwhile, Selfish is still striding with 3.6 PPS, but gets spiked by Amber with a 25 spike, and I don't think that piece is gonna accommodate for the survival. That means Amber takes the 5th point halfway through the set for Amber.
That is just timing at its best display right there. Amber was having a clean setup, was having everything done. He was just waiting, biting. He even fooled Selfish into thinking that, you know, he doesn't have a setup yet. Might not be able to do something. I can down stack fully, but then boom, there goes.
So Selfish has had a back-to-back 8 a moment ago. Now goes back to 3, 4. Make that... Nah, that's not going to be 5 with that clear.
Yeah, that's tough. He's got some cheese down low as well to have to solve that, and now that misdrop is just going to add the Spanish to the work. He'll not be able to solve that though.
Yeah, that misdrop will be difficult to fix indeed with the eye flat misdrop. Always painful to watch, especially when placed on top of a well.
So far, it's just Amber playing rather comfortably and Selfish, you know, struggling a little bit when their board situation kind of gets out of hand. I mean, they have that aggression, which I really appreciate. Obviously, we love to see those aggression plays. And it works. It does work sometimes, but it's just not paying off like all the time. And Amber is just being able to, you know, capitalize on some of those over-aggressions from Selfish.
Yeah, Selfish is playing aggressive as usual with a 3.7 PPS. Destroys the back-to-back a moment ago, but now is trying to go down to the bottom of the board. Amber right now is able to capitalize on the aggression that Selfish gave earlier, and that's going to be a 7th point for Amber.
Yeah, and again, we see the same thing. Yeah, it's just bad timing for Selfish. He was having a setup. He was going aggressive, which I think was not the worst decision. You should just go aggressive there, but then the timing was just terrible, and now the misdrop as well.
Yeah, that misdrop is going to be painful for Selfish, and that's the 8th point for Amber already. Amber is leading by 6 points. It will be difficult to come back for Selfish, but we'll see what they can do.
Stick spin? Stick spin.
Gets cancelled by Amber. But Selfish is putting up more and more pressure. It's 4 PPS, 230 APM, as Selfish takes the 3rd point after quite some time since he last took the second point.
Yeah, that is some textbook striding gameplay right there. It's not a bad thing either. He did still well, the pressure going on. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good indeed, and Selfish is playing a bit faster than the last few games now, knowing that doing so could outspeed Amber, like how they did in the previous round.
Maybe that will be the difference. I mean, when you're down by 6 points, you might as well go for a change in the strategy, but not this time, as Amber takes his 9.
I can see a SDPC and a stick spin here. Amber going with the SDPC, Selfish going with a stick spin. SDPC denied, and that's gonna be a massive spike by Selfish.
No. RNG kind of worked out for Selfish there. That back just really worked out. And it's always a lot more, you know, kind of RNG based on, like, at least it's my opinion, it's always a bit more RNG based when it's an SDPC versus a stick spin. You know, whoever gets, if you get a long bar, that's good for the stick spin. If you get a T piece, that might be better for the SDPC. That's kind of interesting though, seeing those two setups just kind of go head to head, considering like how close to each other they actually resemble.
Yeah, it's only one diverges after the first back, I think. And Selfish right now are pretty high on the board. Find some nice down stack, but Amber's putting up more and more pressure. Destroy the backs to back though, so it's going to be easier for Selfish to counter spike here.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a great solve by Selfish. If you were paying attention though, that was pretty good. Had to break back to back, but able to find a better spike than that. Great sacrifice, and now keeping him in the game.
Selfish right now trying to put up more pressure with the 2-7 stacking. Amber right now trying to down stack, has a lot of clean garbage. This could be good to capitalize on. That's gonna be 14 spike. Selfish is not going to survive that. Surely he can't. That's gonna be 10-4 for in favor of Amber and match point.
Yeah, ANBERDOODLE kicked off. He started that at like row 13, but then he found a great mini T-spin as well, and that just continued and added to that attack, and there's just nothing Selfish can do.
With that misdrop from Selfish, I think that's going to be it. Amber takes the first set 11-4. Good games to both players.
Yeah, and I mean, it's looking at the game conclusion, I mean, Selfish did kind of try and rally a bit of a comeback right here. You see his stats kind of ramp up as we get to the ending games.